wholeness and balanced vibrations. We are here live on 9/9/18. 18 divided by 2 still 9. So that's smooth. Yeah, man, good luck. So we're in Columbia, South Carolina, and we got some visitors that came to visit from the tribe, vibing high at top speeds, flying all throughout the East Coast, dropping jewels, picking up, lessons as we go from the wisdom of the ancestors to nature to, to now, the present. And I'm Curtis Heru. If you didn't know, now you do. And greatness attracts, so reflections that we brought into the city today that is phenomenal, flowing toroidally at top speeds. We got my brother Sage in the house, my brother Supreme G, Gonzalo. Let them introduce themselves, and we're gonna chop it up a bit today and just bring forth some light and vibrations to people.
Thank you, Curtis. As Brother Curtis just said, my name is Sage, and it's a blessing, it's an honor to be here, just to share and connect. And wow, what a time, what a day, what a moment. If you don't know me by Sage, on the streets I also go by DeAndre McMillan. So there you go, you can find me anywhere. But right now we're here, so let's get it.
That's right.
Wholeness, giving thanks, gratitude, blessings. Brother G, primal sun, we rising, we lifted. As Brother Heru said, me and Brother Sage has been connecting with tribe all along the East Coast, and we just happened to divinely land here with no more fear. We left all that behind to be present, and man, I'm ready. Let's get into it.
Oh yeah. So we got the tree in here, the Trinity, the brothers in the house. We're creating that full circuit to keep flowing, and we're just gonna drop some jewels that we've uncovered in our journeys and travels lately. I know one that I hit with the recently has been consistency, something I wanted to work on. Consistency, and that's something you have to do daily. It's not something you can put on turn on the switch and just be on. You got to organically do what it takes to be done, that you said that you want to do. And we know whatever you focus on grows, so make sure you're doing that laser focus towards something that you want to see manifest. So what I've been doing lately, just start off as a seed, creating new habits, is 100 push-ups and a jog every day. It might seem simple, but just that consistency doing it. 21 days to create a habit. That 22nd day is in there, it's locked. Yeah. So that's one of the newest things I've been doing, and actually shifting to the next one now. So great, and creating something for me to be active or engage me, mind, body, and spirit. So physically working out, learning something new, engaging the brain, and spiritually meditating, eating the right foods, keeping my diet right. So just keep synchronizing that. So how do y'all feel about consistency? Like, what do y'all do?
Yeah. So well, just as was mentioned today, just being the 999, and we're working in threes here. So I think that in itself is the consistency of the universe per se, the 369, and it's like perpetual motion. So I mean, for me, even just coming here and feeling the vibration of consistency that you have, that Sage has, and that what comes together when we align like this, it's major for me, because I'm seeing it. And what's funny is that it's almost like, because consistency is like you said, it's something you do every day. And it's, for me, the major part was knowing that, okay, this actually doesn't end. You know what I mean? Because it's like, man, I got to get up every day and do this, but that's the reality. And it's like when one resists that, I'm actually, I am definitely waking up tomorrow. Like, I'm gonna, I gotta live in this world tomorrow. And instead of, wanting to look somewhere else or back away from that, it's really just like knowing that, yeah, I'm going into this. I'm going into this, and we're gonna keep it riding, because one of the main things is that this moment will always take you to the next. So if you can follow that consistency, you'll just ride that throughout the universe. And it's almost like looking at like flat lands. It's like a huge plateau of land. Like you standing at one point, but you could just see you could just see all the way down to like throughout all of Mongolia. You know what I'm saying? Like just the whole land. So having that vision too, to see everything in its consistency. So
Word up, man.
powerful.
You said it wonderfully.
Yeah, beautiful. Like,
That was
laid out.
amazing. Just to add a little bit to
Yeah.
that. I mean, even like you were saying, how like you have 21 days, and then from there you can start a new cycle with 21 days, and then by the end of a year, you've added on 9 to 15 different lifestyle adjustments that will allow you to be a whole new being in this reality. And that consistency is only a betterment to yourself and to those you serve, right? So I mean, that's what's been coming to me as well, is to better myself so I can better others and be a better service to others as well. And being around, you of course, G, Tim, Naya,
Shout out.
Spencer, the tribe,
Yeah,
right?
the tribe.
And then seeing that they all have their own practices, their own routines, their own habits that are so powerful. And you take a piece of that says, oh, this is what I could add to my life as well.
Right.
And then it just blossoms in the most beautiful ways. So reflections are very powerful for that consistency. To be able to see, where am I quote unquote lacking, even though we're full and complete within ourselves, but there are things that we can definitely implement into this reality, into this space. So yeah, for sure, man.
Right, exactly, bro. And how we connected, well, for the viewers and the tribe too. You already know.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out.
Exactly, holding this to the Spiritech Ambassador tribe, Secret Energy, Brother Savon Beaumont.
Yes.
Much love, holding this. So we all Spiritech ambassadors, or Spiritechs. We offer solutions relating to mental, physical, and spiritual advancement. So connecting and then diving deeply into ourselves, our university, our inner selves, to emerge and pull jewels that we can then vibe at top speeds, because we know we have a stronger understanding of self. Know thyself. And so that's what we've been doing. And that's how we connected. Those on a path to learn more about themselves, ourselves, and then we realized that, oh man, that you're a beautiful brother. You're a beautiful brother. And I can learn something from each and every one of you, like we can everyone.
Yeah.
And tell a little bit about your experience in the tribe or on this path.
I can get it started, I guess, with the tribe, Spiritech Ambassador, man. I came in about a year and some change ago, about a year ago. I think y'all were both in it when I came in. So this is day one stuff right here. And I've had the honor and it's the opportunity to meet so many of y'all on the path. Y'all to Electra, Key, Ryan, Spencer, Savon himself, many others, many others. So it's really been a blessing. And I haven't had one quote unquote again negative experience. It's just totally fulfilling, activating, enhancing, enriching. This is full of life because we're full of life and we're accountable to ourselves. We're doing the work on ourselves. And so when I come into your space, I know that I'm coming into someone's space who is actually aware, and someone's space who's actually here to connect in a way that's beyond what we've done in this matrix in the past. So it's always been a blessing every single time.
Yeah, for me, it's just it just showed me the abundance of life, because everyone just plays such a vital role, and just has a major role in all of this. And it's almost like, we're here to, as we dive deeper into ourselves and we share this space, and then we come out and play with each other. And I think that's something I really discovered. Just being in Spiritech, being on the path, and just meeting in the flesh, and just meeting each other's reflection, because I think that's where we're moving into now. It's like a lot of us, in the tribe have been, on the path for years, months, days, but looking into yourself, and then, it's like filling your own cup, and then there comes a time where when we come together, it's like now we share. And so I feel like that's what we're all moving into now, as a collective, because that's actually that's what connects us. Like that's the connection right there. And so there's just this one quote that's just been coming along throughout this journey. Me and Say, it's just been a week and some change now, just moving around, meeting different tribes all over. We were in Georgia, South Carolina, coming from New York. And so establishing that connection allows you to flow. And so, you know, like Sage was saying, taking in what everybody has to offer and adding into your being, because it's like an extraction method. Just take what you need, and what serves you, and that's how we're of service to each other. So
Indeed. So again, we're building as we can build ourselves from the inside. We begin to connect with other like-minded spirits, souls who's building on in their own spectrum and bringing their own piece to this grand puzzle, this grand empire. That we're gonna say, hey man, it's like these future neighbors right here, man. Start off in the virtual as a thought, like, oh, you know, some phenomenal people. As a kid, go back, I used to think when I used to see like stuff going on around the world like this, like it's bad things, or like terrorist attacks and like stuff that I couldn't fix as a child because I was always like solution oriented. I was like, I can't do nothing about it. Nobody's doing nothing for them. But I always come to this point. I was like, if there's like this great divine force working in this way, I want to say evil or negative, it's always a balance somewhere. Like if the balance, if there's a super villain, like watching cartoons, my cartoon theory, like if there's a super villain somewhere, there's a superhero somewhere working. It has to be. It gotta be. I was like, I can't wait to meet these other people who's working on behalf, because when you watch and digesting all this media of negativity and all this other stuff. Where they at though? They ain't on the news, so they out here grinding and working. So I consider what we're doing and the tribe is doing this is the balance that I'm waiting to see visual. I know it's been going on. We've been working on our own like since but it hasn't been captured. But now we here.
It's powerful. I mean, it comes back to that idea, which is now reality of, we're the ones that we've been waiting for. They keep saying it's so true. Like it's so true.
I love that, bro.
Yeah.
Waiting on you, bro. We're waiting on you, bro.
Mobilize.
We're here.
Kind of adding a new lesson that I've received a lot. I would say, so I left my job in June, right?
I see.
And the thing that's been coming to me constantly is trust. And I've heard it from other reflections as well about the idea of trust, how important that is in this process. So that goes with trust, confidence, doubt, these kind of words, right? That kind of encompass this whole situation. But when you trust the process that you're walking and move with that confidence, that you know what you're doing, because you are an infinite being who's beyond time. So it's already done, right?
Yeah.
But when we started doubting and saying, I don't know, maybe not, well, that whole thing, which I've done so much, then you begin to alter your projection. You begin to alter the path that's set out for you. Exactly, you said it's already good.
Right.
So that's so simple a lot of times. And I've been someone in my life where even with talking, I would doubt myself. Like having this conversation in this space, I wouldn't have been able to do it because I would be nervous. I would start stuttering, whatever, right? But trusting that who I am and where I'm at is divinely aligned and perfectly timed allows things to flow that much more naturally and organically, because we're here for a reason,
I say, Brother Heru. Yeah. Indeed.
Yeah. So I can definitely say that the trust has gotten me to this point as well, because there's just certain things you don't know for the moment, because it's just everything's unfolding in real time, and it just takes your presence to be aware of that. But trusting is so hard because it is like the full possibility right in front of you, and so it's such a big magnitude. If one chooses to play like just this personality or this like little me, like that whole possibility of all existence will drown you out. And so the trust, even just because travel's been a big part. I mean, I think we all need to travel. I think everybody can relate into traveling, because it throws you into this arena of you literally don't know what's gonna happen next. And I mean that in the best way possible, because the mind will be like, oh, I'm not gonna know. Like, no, it's actually playful. So the trust leads to a certain playfulness. Because it's like, man, when we can go back when we were kids, it's like we were just playing all the time. We wasn't worried about getting in trouble or if you're gonna fall or if you're gonna get back up. It's just the trust and the playfulness go hand in hand, because when you can truly trust life and yourself, really is trusting yourself to just accept whatever comes. Like everything's gonna serve you. Everything serves you. There's nothing that's not for you, and even if it isn't for you, you had to go through it to know that.
Mm-hmm.
So when one steps, you know, like full embodiment into their life, that simple knowing that, you know, you're just not gonna let yourself down. Right. There's no way. Like, why would you? Why, right. We don't. Right. That's not what, you know. Like, you know, it's even hard to say. Right. So knowing that you're not gonna let yourself down, and even the smallest little things, you know, just, you know, they're all paving the way. And then I feel like that's what we mean when, you know, we speak on wholeness. Is wholeness is everything. Mm-hmm. So nothing gets left out. Yeah. It just has a place. So trusting that, you know, you're in the middle of it, so everything will just fall in place if you just stay in the middle, you know, stay balanced, stay centered. Yeah. So
on that, man, what is balance like? That's not something again you hit a on switch and I'm balanced now. This happens like you balance now. When you walk out that door, something's gonna be right there to, you know, kind of tilt you. It's that you gotta keep that.
Exactly. That goes back to what you're saying, like the consistency.
Right. Exactly. So it's like you came out, or like we started out today, we meditated together, you know, to ground ourselves in the moments, you know, and we just and sync. Now we in sync now, get our biorhythms going. So like for example, when you're traveling, balance where you left off, boom. The car start acting up. Oh shit! Oh, what's going on? Accident. Like, oh man, what's happening? But it's like that can either be an extreme to take you off kilt, like, oh, woe is me, oh man.
And I just want to touch on that because this is so I feel it's important. It's important to, you know, like we're talking from experience here, right? So like let's just give it to you how it is. Like, so me and Brother Sage, you know, we stayed with Brother Heru for a night, and we were getting ready to go back to New York because we had a couple of other things en route. And we're in South Carolina and we start driving and the car start acting up a little bit. You start feeling this little jerk and we're like, that's a little baby jerk. Like, nah, let's take it all the way home. Like, this car, she's gonna get us home. We got things to do, you know. And what's funny is that even just, you know, when we first linked with Brother Heru, one of the first things was like, yo, let's just turn these mics on. Like, let's get a little podcast. Right. That was thrown out there into the space.
Right.
And everybody's kind of feeling it out, you know. So we're traveling. You know, we're heading back up to New York, and you know the transmission 4 hours we're in Virginia now. 4 hours the transmission just fails. The car just stalls highway like. We on the shoulder, like we was riding on the shoulder, like, man, let's 20 miles per hour. Let's try to make it to the gas station.
Yeah, 0.5 miles left.
Bro, we on the shoulder, bro, and we're just like, man, and you know, this whole time, I'm not even questioning it. It's just like, okay, this is really happening, and I think you could say the same, like, man, this is just happening right now. Like, okay, like let's see what happens. So we had to get towed out of the spot. We made it to the dealership. Car won't be ready for another 2 days because they maxed out. And so we're like, man, what are we gonna do? You know, do we just camp out in Virginia? We got some camping gear with us, you know, or are we gonna go back to Heru's? Like, you know, he's not too far, you know, and it was just simple, and you know, we're just like, man, all right, you know, why not? Like, why wouldn't we go back to Heru? You know, and then you know, so we get back here, you know, we sleep the night, we make some food, you know, all that great stuff. We come to this space, and even I just woke up this morning like, okay, what do I gotta do today? Okay, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this. And I'm sure the brothers here did their own thing. You know, what I got to get done today. Somehow, none of that got done yet. Like, we just haven't, like, like everything I wanted to do has not been even touched on yet. And we ended up here in this room with the mics on.
Right here.
And
first time we used it.
And then so when you want to put that in words, then you say trust. Because, like, we were just operating from a space, it's like, okay, this is just... It's just happening. Like, we're not even thinking. I didn't even think about the podcast when I wake up. This wasn't even on my list.
Right. The same.
You know what I'm saying? Or we got to this space and you know we just knew like there's a higher communication here, and so the trust is of that higher communication. Like, not necessarily even trusting your mind or the words you're thinking. It's like what you're not even aware of per se. That's, you know, like you said, when we meditate together. You know, we create this field of energy, this resonance. And so it's like, so now we travel to this building that we're in right now, and it's like, nobody even spoke a word. Like, you just came up, like, I just came up, and we just, so in words, it is definitely trust, and you know there has to be things that have to be shared, and so it's really happening to us. I think it's important, you know, because one of the main reasons, you know, for say I haven't even gotten on a mic is like, because there's a certain you know space that you know, it's just this genuine space that like, yo, we're living this, and I think that's the most important thing, to know that, you know, we're right here with you.
So just to add on to that what you just said, man, that's the thing about those higher spaces that we're communicating on, is that it's oftentimes better than what the mind can even create. Like, you know, it's a higher mind that we're working with. That's really, it's orchestrating the entire thing for us already. We just have to walk into it and walk with it and be present with it all. And like, even with, like you said earlier, like, you know, the car has issues. It's kind of it's trying to see, you know, are you going to be pulled down? Are you going to shift your internal space? And for example, in Philadelphia, I was here for 2 months with my good friend Mike, and I had many different tests that solidified this idea of trust within me without a shadow of a doubt. I could not doubt it anymore. Lost my wallet, lost my car keys, got locked out the house.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, it's all this
shake you up.
stuff like that, right? But each and every single time, I got what I needed right when I needed it. Like when I was out the house, it was like 6 a.m. I'm outside the apartment for 2 hours, an hour and a half in the morning. But I was like, you know what? I can either be worried, you know, get messed up, pissed off, whatever, or I can take this time to meditate, reflect on myself, to see where I'm at in my journey, write some things down, go for a walk. And then I got in the house literally 5 minutes before I said I need to get in the house. I like, say my wallet, I find it right when I need it. Right when I needed it, every single time. And that's how it works. Because it's already done, in that in-between time, from the projection to the actual manifestation, that's just time to play, to explore, to create new things, to have to be present with what's here, because you don't have to worry about it because it's already done. And here we are. So
here we are.
It's lit.
It's dope. Exactly. Then that's like, that test is like so prevalent. Like, it's like when you say, I'm ready for this, just immediately when you say you're ready for it, the universe is like, bam. Are you sure you're ready for it?
Yeah, exactly.
Right there.
Exactly.
Right there.
And you have the choice to choose. You can say, okay, I am one. I do really want this.
Exactly.
I can say, you know what? I'm going to go back to that past cycle, because
because it's comfortable.
And that's the in-between space we were saying, the being in between the past and the future. If you're too far in the future, you're not present, so you can't be with the opportunities that's in front of you. And if you're too far in the past, you keep going back to old cycles.
Exactly.
So it's that balance, just being here with it, because this is what you need.
Exactly. In the moment.
Yeah, I really like what you said, from, you know, the journey itself is from like projection to manifestation. Because there is a certain like buffer zone in between, and that's where it could get most chaotic, right? That's when you can just be easily swayed by just like the mind games, or, you know, this voice in your head that's just looking to, I wouldn't say steer you off course, but sometimes it has its own best interests. And so this is like where we get to a deeper level of saying like, okay, so when we go inside, like, we actually see that there's different components to our being, and there's many different spaces. So like the mental space is one of you know, deep understanding, because it is a part of you, and it's actually waiting for you to become aware that, to use it to its full potential. But when it's now, you know, if it's guiding your whole existence, then you're just playing in one little space, and that's just a piece of the whole. So it's about, you know, and that's where it takes like it takes deep presence, like in the moment, to just observe that. I think one of the main things that's even gotten me to this point is really just, hey, I just got to see what's going on. Like, let me not just directly engage at this moment, but sometimes things do just have to pass you. And that's what's interesting about the opportunities, because, you know, there was just a moment, again, bringing it back to like the real experience. There was a moment where I wasn't even gonna take this road trip, because I was just like, you know, man, I don't know if I have enough money. Oh man, I don't know. I got some things to do home. Oh man, you know. And what is that? That's the mind. That's the voice. That's, you know, and it wants to serve you. So it's gonna be like, hey, maybe you should think about this. You know, maybe you should. Okay, like, but wait, there's more. But wait, there's more. This is like that higher communication. We're speaking of that higher calling, that higher self, you can say. And, you know, that's what we're establishing a true connection with. And so to get to that point, you do have to break through some barriers that, you know, we've put on ourselves that will allow us to continue on the journey of full expansion. And so, man, I knew I was going to talk about, oh yeah, I was thinking, like I was going to, I wasn't going to come out to Georgia, and do all that, you know, and I just said, man, like I had went into like just a deep meditation to just see, and I was like, man, like these are great reasons, but it's just not enough. Like I can't just sit here and wonder what's gonna happen.
Right.
You know what? Because that's projecting into the future. Like, okay, maybe I'll stay back and I could get all this done. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's like, but that's not what's happening right now. Like your heart's asking you, like, hey, be here right now. Feel this moment right now. And trust this moment right now. And so, you know, that's just how we end up in these spaces.
And that's it, man. That's the beauty of the infinite. Like it doesn't end. You know, it's this current, like if they were like a stream, like just running. Choose to be up in it, ride the flow, go as go, or you know, stay out of it. Where there's just a current that's just that you can tap into. You can just synchronize your heart with and just be in the now. That's always flowing. Or you can, what if it doesn't flow the way I need it to flow? What if, and then that can take you down a whole other rabbit hole, you know, which is, you're supposed to be on it. If you decide to go there and learn stuff in it to get back on the flow, get on that current. Oh man, so yeah, and it's amazing to connect with the brothers, man, with the tribe, man. It's beautiful. Love you, brothers.
Yeah, love.
And like I said, the trusting in yourself and who you're connected with. You can't just. Well, I mean, a lot of people can spend the night with everybody, you know, but you do it. With who you resonate with, like you know, and like we've connected, we've broke bread together, ate herbal sacrifice. We had a little stretching with another Supreme brother who came through, him and his queen, to get us the right brother named Shimmy and sister named Jiff, who's phenomenal. Is there another word for yogi?
That works.
Phenomenal yogis that got us right, and that we got you'll be introduced to them soon as well on a future podcast. What's some projections that you want to see manifest?
It's a new moon too, so it's a time for that.
Wow.
Exactly.
Powerful question.
Exactly.
Oh man, I would say just to get it started. One thing that I've been really come ready. Let's go.
Let's go.
One thing that I've been really sitting with is just mobilization. The idea of being available to those who need the help. I found myself in many spaces, especially as I was really going through a lot of my healing of trying to escape or trying to just, what's the best place for me to be in, right? But I found myself in a space now to where I can be anywhere, right? So you can go to any place and you still hold your frequency, exactly.
Yeah.
And so with that state of being, it doesn't so much matter where you are, but where you're called, right? Like, you know, look at the Jesuses and all those, you know, those icons in our history,
right?
And they were there for the people. That's why that's what they talked about, because they helped so many individuals who needed it the most.
Right.
So, and like you said, the superheroes,
right?
You know, where they at, you know?
Exactly. Where they at? We are here.
That hit me. I was like, you know what? As a little kid, I'm like, yeah, we always hear about all these bad conspiracies,
right?
And I said it in Atlanta, like, if they can create something so powerful and so masterful in a bad way, then we can create something even more powerful in a good way. So let's be there for the people. Let's be there for those who have been seeking some kind of relief or some kind of anything to give them hope.
Right, exactly. Something I thought of. I think I was talking to Brother Mark. What we were saying how I think we was flowing too, a freestyle.
Yeah, for sure.
So we were
shout out to the brother.
Yeah, shout out to Brother Mark, the inner trainer.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Powerful being.
Exactly. Muscle mentality. Exactly. We was talking about how we shine. Like wherever you shine, wherever you are, it's like a paint, like you sending out, because you're generating this field of energy, and we connect virtually so many places from all over the globe, like especially throughout the tribe. And I was thinking, as we like say this is California, this is Kenya, this is Mongolia, this is all these places that people in tribe artists resonate and doing great things. These superheroes were shining. I was like, what if we pan out? And when you pan out from let's say from somewhere in the atmosphere, and you're looking down, you can see us, our light, different places. You'll realize that we the constellations, like we the stars.
Wow,
right.
That's amazing.
And then when we bring our stars even closer together,
right? That just makes you think of so I'm from New York, so born and raised, and so like it just makes me think of like there's like for example just like the towers, right? Like that used to be there, and then so they have the 9/11 memorial, which is coming up probably in a few days. But they shoot these lights where they used to be that just shoot up like as high as you can see. And that's also how we exist.
Exactly.
When we come into that awakening of like, whoa, like it's a full body activation where it's physical, spiritual, mental. That field that we start to generate, it is a light out into the cosmos. It's like a lighthouse in the ocean, right? And I've had certain experiences like that. Going into like different spaces where I actually, before I even physically met some of the tribes. So shout out to BT Supreme. He actually like met me in these certain spaces as a lighthouse. Like, yo, I'm here. Like, welcome. You know what I'm saying? Before I even physically met him, but I saw just his entire light body just projecting out, and I was like, whoa, like, man, welcome home. Like, it's like, hey, like we're here for you. And so just that experience of seeing that, it's not even just like I'm here for you and only, like I'm here for all. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you're saying, like to give somebody hope. It's not even necessarily like, all right, here, sit down. Here's a bag of hope. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's like when we arrive into these spaces as our full being, it can be felt, it can be seen, and someone's just gonna be like, whoa, like what have they done? Right. What are they doing? And then that actually starts the self-inquiry. So I think that's one of the most powerful things you could do, and it could be also very. I know for myself at times there could be a resistance to even do that, to enter spaces as like your full being. You'd be like, whoa, because it could be for someone who's not ready to receive, it can be quite intimidating. Right. And I've been on the other side of that. You're just like, whoa, like you just you don't know how to receive it. You don't know how to engage with it, and then a more distant, fearful kind of energy approaches the room. So that goes into the next kind of lesson, is being fearless. Being fearless, and I feel that emanating from you as well. Absolutely. Like Brother Heru, I know you're doing amazing work down here, and you engage with the people. It's fearlessly, like just not worried about how they're gonna react per se, because you hold your space. And so maybe you can even talk about some of the things going on down here in South Carolina.
Oh yeah, South Carolina SC, man. So again, as we talk about what Spiritech and our beings are definitely solution orientated. When we see an issue, we automatically on this other spectrum look for the solution to it. So in South Carolina right now, in the North Main community, in the Eau Claire community off of North Main, we have a food desert. Like, it's no grocery store for like a 6-mile radius. So a lot of people in the community, they walk. So I've been here for about 2 years now, and I've connected with the community, and it's like, I see old elders walking with bags from a couple miles away, and they can only carry but so much, but I know they need more. They want to carry it in this house. I see them walking with an umbrella. Like, oh man, so we need food here. How to get food here? And how can we do it? So originally started plans for a North Main marketplace and bringing the food here. So we're making partnerships with the community here. So long story short, on that trajectory, we have a North Main marketplace right here in Columbia that you guys were here for the first day, man. That means man, phenomenal. That's longevity for me, really, because it's like once it's been here, you guys' energy helped manifest that first day, set that precedence. You'll always have space held in the creation of the marketplace. And another thing we did, I have going on right now, we have a comic book All the heroes are from North Maine, called the Source Seeds, and we've been building on that, and actually telling stories on different platforms. We have a comic book, traditional comic book that is ready for for the average comic book lover. We have beautiful art in there for you that you can use to. It's a mindful comic, so everything in the comic is made to send you on a different aspect of self. So every hero has a stone, has a frequency, has an instrument, something that that when you look up and say, oh, this hero, his name Gonzalo, and his stone is peridot. What is a peridot? Look it up, and that's going to send them on another reflection of self. And the other platform we're creating on is the reality. We added they get their powers from orgone pyramids, and I actually made an orgone pyramid in Hyatt Park.
Yes. Wow, what a beautiful view that is! Just a public park with just a beautiful orgone pyramid that it's just generating. It's just holding space, and created by the space holder himself. So it's just powerful because it's new projections, and it just takes the beginning. It takes you to just engage with the reality fully. I feel like no longer neglecting that relationship with this reality, like this immediate reality, is something that's definitely coming up.
And then one of the things I thought about, how can I think 7 actually dropped the jewel. It was like, how can we create the invisible? How can you do that? And I was like, how can I create the invisible? Oh shit, what can I do in my community? I was like, I put that in there. It looks nice, but but it's generating something that you can't even fathom right now. But so when you feel it, that's all I gotta do. Like, so
yes, feeling in intentionality.
Exactly.
We do it.
Exactly, and that was it. Like what can I do here that can help people in the invisible? So that was when you got so many frequencies bombarding us with the cell phone towers and all this other stuff going on, and you got a light, like you said, we here to share light. Nobody knows who I am. My name is not on it, but you feel it. So that's the light I want to get that I know we possess. And I just be holding space, going to sadness, just being there and generating. Somebody's gonna feel something. It's part of your light. So all they need is a spark. That's all the candle needs, a spark to go.
And that even starts just with the food and all that, because there's that it helps you eating the right food, eating life food. It helps bring your sensitivity levels. It helps rise that, so you can actually feel that energy. So there's many layers that come with sensitivity.